Welcome back to Adventures of a Black Belt Sommelier, sponsored by Four Paws Restaurant, the iconic fine dining restaurant in St. Paul, Minnesota, with wonderful food, attentive professional service, and fantastic wine, both by the glass and large selection by the bottle, stored in this beautiful wine cellar slash private dining room that you can see behind me. I'm going to tell you today about a marvelous bottle of wine I opened earlier this week to reward myself for a great night at the restaurant. The 2021 Climat Pinot Noir Isabelle. I have to tell you, I'm a little prejudiced about wines from Climat because the owner, winemaker Jim Clendenin, was one of my closest friends, really my closest friend in the wine industry until he died a few years ago. Jim was an extraordinary guy. He was a great chef. He was an incredibly generous person. He was a great supporter of our charity wine auction in Nashville, both in what he donated and what he bought every year. He was a savant on Burgundy. He was a savant on Piemonte. I enjoyed so much great wine with him over the years. And sometimes it was the food that he cooked. Sometimes it was food I cooked, sometimes both. But he was the greatest guy ever, and I miss him. I actually have a little stone yoga bunny in my gardens that I call Jim Clinton as a remembrance of him. One of the highlights of my career was when he called me and asked me to come to Birmingham to be the sommelier at an event he was having at Highlands Bar and Grill. And I got to tell you, when you get asked to help at an event by Jim Clinton and Frank Stitt, it's a very proud moment for you in your life. I went down and did help, and then that night, he and Tom Black and I sat in the corner at Highlands and drank old Giacomo Caterno Barolos that Tom had brought back for us to enjoy that evening. It's one of my very, very special professional memories, and I just, Jim is always with me. He was such a great, great guy. This wine, gosh, it's just it's one of my favorite California year in, year out, one of my favorite California Pinot Noirs, partly because of my friendship with Jim. It's named for his daughter, Isabelle. It's his top Pinot Noir bottling. Um, this bottle, the 2021, was extraordinary. It's almost always extraordinary, but this bottle was extraordinary. It reminded me, I don't very often really like it when California or Oregon or other Pinot Noirs are called Burgundian. But the reality is that Jim was a Burgundian guy. And so his wines they're not Burgundies, but there is always this kind of echo of Burgundy in them. And this wine um, made me think of a really, really great Premier Cru Volnay from a great producer like Hubert de Montilla. Um, so it did have some Burgundian character to it. It is very mineral and very saline. It's very floral and soft tannins, and has that peacock tail thing that you look for in great wines from Burgundy. But it's a New World wine. It's a California wine. It's Santa Barbara Pinot Noir, but mostly importantly, it's Jim Clendenin's Pinot Noir. It was a wonderful. I have a few bottles of it. I'm going to spread them out over the next few years as this wine ages gracefully. This is the first bottle I've opened of the half dozen that I bought. It was a special night. It was a special, I had a great night at the restaurant. I had a little bit to celebrate, and it was fun celebrating it virtually with my good friend Jim Clinton. It's worth searching for. It's not inexpensive. It's not expensive either. It's about $50 retail. The 2001 Au Bon Climat Pinot Noir Isabelle. If you can find some, I'd suggest you buy all you can afford. You'll be glad you did. It's a wonderful, wonderful wine that has great emotional import to me personally. It was a privilege to drink it a couple of days ago. Kudos to you, Jim. Raising a glass to you, Jim. I think of you frequently, and I miss you even more frequently. Well, I guess I can't miss you more frequently than I think of you, but I miss you a lot. The world's this world is not as wonderful a place without Jim Clendenin in it. Thanks for tuning in to Adventures of Black Belt Sommelier today. We appreciate you. And come by and see me at Four Paws sometime soon.